And so I look up there and I can see this really big, dark hump. And as soon as I made eye contact with it, all of a sudden, it stood up. And it blinked, and it's actually stood right up. And like, I was a little kid, so everything was giant to me, but it was big. I could see that it was a male Sasquatch. It was so calm and it was so peaceful. We had no fear.
This is the Cryptid Creature Show. I am Brian, and with me, as always, my co-host Todd. What's up, buddy?
Brian, my friend, I hope you're doing good this evening. All is well with you.
Yep.
Awesome. We're going to do a little bit something different tonight. We're going to have two guests on tonight.
Ooh, two guests.
And ironically, they're both named Michelle.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Oh, crazy.
Michelle number one is going to talk about her Bigfoot encounter she had in Vancouver Island.
Vancouver. Yeah, we need to get up there.
Yeah. And then Michelle number two is going to talk about some paranormal, weird, strange, creepy stuff that's going on with her homestead and weirdness.
Nice. I like that.
So let's not waste any more time. Let's bring Michelle number one on. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get her. Michelle.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure.
We had been interacting a little bit on social media. You had said you had an encounter in British Columbia. Is that right?
That's correct.
What year did that happen in?
1978.
And can you give us like an area of where in British Columbia it happened?
In Lake Cowichan.
Is that's on Vancouver Island, is it not?
That's correct.
Cool.
Wow.
We've heard there's a lot of Bigfoot activity on Vancouver Island. Is that where you live, or you lived at the time?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I still live here.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
take us into it and tell us your encounter and tell us what happened to you.
Well, our family would always go camping in the same spot near Kaikus, Lake Cowichan. And I remember it was Canada Day weekend. And so we got up there Friday morning. And usually everybody would get up there Friday afternoon, but we got up there in the morning. And as soon as we let the dog out of the car, she would usually go into the water because it was right on the lake. And she was a Labrador Retriever, so she would usually be right in the water. But when we got there that Friday morning, she stayed right with us. She wouldn't go anywhere. So my dad said to us, be careful. There's probably a bear or a cougar around. Just, stay around camp here. So the day, went through. We got to eat dinner. We ate our dinner, and the dog, the whole day, she would not leave us. She did not leave anyone. So we got through with dinner, and we all decided that we were going to take a walk up the road, up the old logging road. So we all started walking as a family. There are 6 of us and the dog. And usually, she would take off running and come back and check on us, but she would not leave us. So my mom and my dad decided that they were going to go back to the camp. They'd had enough walking. So it was just us 4 kids. And so we decided we were going to go up on this other little cut-off logging road. So we got to the end of that road. There was a bunch of garbage that people have dumped, like an old bed. There's a refrigerator and just garbage everywhere. It was disgusting. So my dog, Peffy, was her name, she got right up to us. She wouldn't let us go any further up the road. So we started looking around and making noise, making sure that, if there was anything around, that it would get scared away. So I was standing with my little brother, and I was probably 7 or 8, maybe, and he was about 6. And I noticed that there was this old washing machine kind of up on the hill, and my dog was looking directly at it, and she was sitting at the time. And so I look up there, and I can see this really big, dark hump behind the washer. And soon as I made eye contact with it, my dog let out this little whimper, and she sat right in front of me. She wouldn't let me go any further. So I kept looking, and I told my little brother, like, we got to make some noise. I think there's a big bear there. And my older brother and my older sister, they started walking back down the road, and all of a sudden, it stood up, and it looked right at us. And my dog, she just stayed right with us. And it was the most incredible feeling, because you would think that you would be scared as being a child that small, you would be afraid. But we weren't. We just stood there and we stared at it, and it blinked, and it actually stood right up. And like, I was a little kid, so everything was giant to me, but it was big. I could see that it was a male Sasquatch. It looked like a bear's penis, but it was right there. You could totally see the whole thing. It was so bizarre. So then we just stood there. Me and my little brother just stood there looking at it, and it was so calm, and it was so peaceful. We had no fear. Our dogs, she just stayed in front of us. She didn't growl. She didn't bark. We all just looked at each other, and then it was time to go. So I got my little brother and my dog, and we turned around and we walked back down the road. And we got to where my older brother and my older sister were. I told him, I just saw Sasquatch. My little brother said, no, it stood up. We saw it. And then my dog just started freaking out. She wouldn't let us go back down the road. She was growling. She was barking at us. So we all had to turn around, and we all went back to camp. Told my parents about it. My dad, he was I think he's had incidents before with Sasquatch, but my mom was freaking out saying, oh no, it was just a bear. It was just a bear. But it wasn't, because it stood up. I saw that it was a male, and we were not scared. We weren't frightened at all. It was a really, really cool day. Except for the parents well, my mom didn't believe us, but whatever.
How far away from you was the creature when he stood up, do you think?
Not far at all. Maybe 50 feet. He wasn't far at all. I can remember seeing the dials on the washer, so he wasn't that far away from us at all.
Oh, wow. So when he stood up, compared to the washing machine, where did that come up to him at? Like his thigh, his knee, his waist?
Well, when he fully stood up is when I noticed that it was a male Sasquatch. So
it was above that was above the washing machine. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So can you describe what the creature looked like, its facial details and all that?
It didn't have any hair on his face. His nose was quite pronounced. It wasn't a flat, like an ape face. He had quite a nose on him. I could see his lips. I could see his eyes. He blinked at us a few times. His hair was, I don't know, probably about 8 inches long, and it was dark. He was very, very dark. Because that's at first that's what I thought. I thought, oh my God, it's a big, huge bear, but it wasn't a bear.
You guys have grizzly bears there, don't you? You do, but
no, we have black bears.
Oh, you don't have grizzlies on Vancouver Island? Okay.
Well, you never know. They could be swimming over. Who knows nowadays?
But bears don't hide behind washing machines and then stand up and look at you and have that kind of face.
No, it was amazing because that was the whole thing right there. As soon as he stood up, and we could see everything, his hands, his feet, everything. It was amazing.
Do you think he looked more like a human or more like an animal?
Yes, like a human for sure. Because his nose didn't have a flat nose like an ape or a monkey. It was a nose like a human nose.
Did he ever open his mouth or anything? Did he make any kind of facial expression at you?
Not that I remember, no. Just blinked at us a couple times. It stood up and looked at us, and its eyes went big, and then, blinked at us a couple times, and that was about it. But it was I'm pretty sure he, made us calm the dog down and everything. Because, little kids, you would think that we would be terrified running out of there in total fear. But it wasn't like that at all. It was so peaceful, and it was we just stood and stared at each other. But after we went down the road and tried to come back again, my dog would not let us back there.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like she was enjoying that as much as you were.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Not after. Because I think, seriously, we were all just kind of in this little wavelength together. Even the dog, we were all staring at each other. It was really awesome. I've never had a better energy feeling than that in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It sure was.
So you guys just turned around and just went back then? Did you look and see where he went? Did he take off?
Well, there, where the washer was up on the hill a little bit, there's Roosevelt elk here. So there was a trail behind there. We didn't go up though. We couldn't get back down there. The dog wouldn't let us. She wouldn't let us go back there.
Before this happened, did you ever hear of Bigfoot at all or know about Bigfoot? I would assume maybe you probably did.
Oh, yeah. Sasquatch, yeah. Live on Vancouver Island. They're everywhere.
Is it a common thing there?
Well, yeah. Yeah, it really is, actually. People don't really like to talk about it that much, but a lot of people I know, I'm born and raised here, so a lot of people I know have had very good encounters.
Yeah.
And that's the only encounter you've had?
Yes, that I saw with my own eyes.
Okay.
But I've been in the woods where I've heard human whistling. It's not a bird. Mm-hmm. It's like a whistle.
Yeah, we've heard that they do that too. Mm-hmm. Or they try to imitate an owl very badly.
Yeah. They're very good mimickers.
What else can you tell us about living on Vancouver Island and the Bigfoot encounters you've heard or other things you've experienced?
Honestly, you guys are the first people that I've ever, strangers that I've ever told this story to.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
my friends and family, they know, but I don't really talk about it too much. But I thought, why not? Because so many people are having encounters on the island, and some of them aren't good. And I just want to make sure that people know that they're not scary. They're absolutely amazing creatures.
Some of the encounters that people are having are not good?
Sometimes. Yeah. They get rushed. They get rocks thrown at them. Logs and stuff.
Sounds like you're one of the lucky ones then.
I am, definitely.
I've always said if I could go anywhere I wanted to try to see a Bigfoot, where would I go? And I would go to Vancouver Island. Number one pick.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, go up the San Juan River.
So how many people live on Vancouver Island? Do you know?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Can't be that many.
Lake Cowichan, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Do you know what the population?
Cowichan.
Do you know what the population in there is?
Oh, no. It's very small. Very small little town.
Yeah, like a few thousand, probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't imagine there being a ton of people on the island.
I don't think so.
There's probably a lot of encounters going on a lot of times. There could be people living there that are having them a lot, and it's a normal thing for them, it seems like, maybe.
I'm sure there is. I'm 100% sure there is. People, it's pretty special on the island. People like to say that it's elite Sasquatch, but they're just, Sasquatch. Like, I've heard stories of people saying that they've encountered a being that looks like Chewbacca, that has technology on and stuff, but the one I experienced, he didn't look like Chewbacca.
I always said when I was a kid, Chewbacca's a Bigfoot. He's a space Bigfoot,
For sure, yeah, I believe it.
That's where they came up with the concept, I'm guessing. I don't know, but...
I would think so.
Can you tell us about any more encounters you've heard of there on the island, or any of your friends or family that have seen or had experiences with?
Well, my uncle was a logger, and he had a partner, and the partner was going to the washroom in the bush and got rushed by one and scared him into his logging truck, and he wouldn't go back to this one certain spot. That's about it, really.
It got to be happening pretty much daily there, I would think,
I don't think so.
I was looking at a map of the island, and I mean, it's just dense everywhere. For the
most part.
Is
I live right across the street from a big, huge private forest, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah? Do you go out hiking and all that?
When I can, yeah.
Do you want to see another Bigfoot sometime?
Yes, definitely.
Well, you're living in the right place for it. So.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah, if you could just walk across the street into the forest there, maybe you could find a trail or something.
Yeah, this is a pretty magical island.
Yeah, we definitely want to go there.
Stuff goes on here.
Yeah, it's kind of the cream of the crop. You have the Pacific Northwest, and then America, and then you get into... Well, you've got the Olympia National Forest there, and that's supposedly like jungle world. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Is that
so beautiful?
Vancouver Island, is it like that too?
Oh, yes. Even better.
Yeah. Really?
Yep.
You got all the ferns and all that growing from the bottom and all that, and all the moss.
Oh, yeah. Moss-covered trees, moss-covered ground. You could sleep on the ground.
Well, I guess we need to get our passports renewed and
I suppose.
Up there.
Suppose.
Yeah. Come check it out for sure.
We get to swim over there, Brian, maybe.
Yeah, we could.
Get a little kayak, little raft,
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think that's a pretty good jump.
Maybe have an outrigger on it, maybe.
Yeah. I'm supposing it gets pretty darn cold there as well in wintertime.
Not really.
No?
It's pretty mild here.
Nice.
It might get down to -10, -15 at the very most.
Okay.
Wow.
It's about like it does here, so.
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
Northern Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It gets freezing cold there.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Do you have any other cryptids running around up there in Vancouver Island, like Dogman or Wendigos or anything weird like that? Have you heard anything else besides Bigfoot?
I've heard Wendigo. I haven't heard anything about Dogman, though.
No.
Not in, who I hang out with and stuff.
Wow.
Not many people.
I would guess that they wouldn't be that far north.
I thought that's where maybe they came from, was Canada, and they kind of trickled down into the... But, we've heard of them being in Florida as well.
Maybe the eastern side of Canada.
Is Trailer Park Boys still a big thing in Canada?
I guess, if you're into that kind of stuff.
Not your thing. Not your thing.
Oh, I've watched it.
Do you think the government's trying to cover up Bigfoot? You think that's why no one's made it official?
What isn't the government trying to do?
No.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you have a different government than we do, obviously, but when it comes to this subject, I would assume you guys are dealing with the
They're
same
always
thing.
trying to cover stuff up.
I mean, no one's come
So,
forward and said,
yeah, I
hey,
would.
there's Bigfoot. They're real, you know.
Well, I know it's real. I've seen it. So
That's right. You've seen it.
I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I know what I saw. And
Right.
it was amazing. I would absolutely say the government would try to cover it up for sure.
So are you far away? Are you close to where your encounter happened? No.
About hour and a half drive.
Okay.
Hour drive maybe. Yeah, not far.
Be cool if you could get down there sometime and go back there.
Yeah,
I
just
don't even know.
have
It
a
could be a
car,
totally
though.
different. You never know. There could be houses there now, right? You never know. It's been a
Well,
long time.
I was looking on the Google map to see if I could see the little road, but I couldn't find anything. I'd have to go up there in person and check it out.
Do you guys have like a Canadian BFRO, Bigfoot Research
Nuts.
Organization, where they post encounters on maps and then they put little snippets of what happened? Do you guys have anything like that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I know there's a documentary about Vancouver Island Bigfoot that I watched. I'm sure you've seen it too, Brian. Maybe you have too, Michelle. It's a really good one. I think it was a Monster Quest. Was actually what it was. It was a Monster Quest episode.
There was one of those, and it was at Vancouver Island.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On Monster Quest?
I believe it was Monster Quest, yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Do you know Thomas Seawood?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know Thomas Seawood? I believe he lives on Vancouver Island. He's a big Bigfoot advocate.
Yeah, I know of him, but I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. You don't know him personally. Okay.
No.
You guys haven't gone out looking for Bigfoot together, what you're saying.
No. I can't get anyone to come with me. They're all scared.
What?
I'll hear these terrible stories of Bigfoot's rushing people's camps and throwing rocks at them and stuff, and it's like, oh, you poor people.
Do you think they're dangerous?
No, I don't think they're dangerous. I think they're cautious. They're very careful. And honestly, I don't think they're allowed to communicate with us. Not right now. Maybe sometime in the near future, but not right now.
Why do you say that?
Because honestly, humans are not right.
Well, no, yeah.
They're jerks.
We can be.
I know.
And, like, it's going to be a really sad day when, if one gets shot and it's going to science for that kind of garbage. A lot of people keep it to themselves because they don't want them to get hurt. Because there's just magnificent creatures that they're just amazing. They don't want to hurt us. I truly believe that.
I think they're just so smart enough to know better to stay away from us, and they've known that for a long time, probably ever since
I agree.
The white man came over and started killing off Indians and who knows what, and did that.
Yeah, they know
that thing, and
they know
and
all
saw
about
that,
us.
and they're very masterful at hiding. They know not to expose themselves, and they do a very good job. And they do, try very hard and do a very good job at it of, keeping people either not believing in them or suspicious of them, even though, like we said, we've heard, there's thousands and thousands of reports out there of encounters, and they're happening more and more all the time.
Exactly. More people are getting out and seeing them.
Like you said, this is the first time you've told anyone beside your family, and that happened a long time ago.
You're listening to the Cryptid Creature Show with Todd and Brian. We're glad you're here, and we hope you're enjoying the show. Don't forget to visit our website at www.cryptidcreatures.net. By becoming a member, you'll get access to exclusive videos, members-only episodes, early, unedited, ad-free releases, and even a shout-out on an episode. Join us at www.cryptidcreatures.net, and thank you for supporting the show.
Right. Over 40 years ago. So,
because it's just so special. It is just so special. The connection. Like I feel bad even telling you guys about it right now. Like my heart feels like I shouldn't be telling you.
Well,
but I just want to make sure that people know that they're not always bad encounters. Because it seems that just lately there's been so many negative reports about it. And I truly don't believe that they want to hurt us. They're just very cautious and careful of us because they know.
Yeah, I think
they know what we're capable of.
And if we're getting close to their environment or their territories or their areas, that's how they want us to warn us, get the hell out of here. You know, this is our right. Setup. You know, this is our camp. Go find your own camp. You know.
And if it takes a couple rocks, then
yeah,
it takes a couple rocks.
That's what I'm afraid of. Just sitting in the woods somewhere and a rock knocked me out and hit me.
Yeah, getting hit in the head.
You know, I wake up, who knows where I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they know our energy already. They know if we're malicious or we're just there to enjoy nature.
Yeah, I believe that.
So if we keep our energy level, then I don't think there's, going to be that big problem with it. Yeah, honestly, I think some people just lie about it. Just lie about how negative they are and how aggressive they are and stuff.
Yeah, just if they see one, it scares them so much. And if they make a noise or grunt at them, it's probably, it tried to kill me, that kind of thing.
Right. Because we're silly humans. Like, could you imagine if you were a Sasquatch?
That would be cool.
Would you want to have anything to do with humans?
No.
No, I'm not a Sasquatch, and I don't want anything to do with
I'd probably scare the heck out of some of them. You know, I'd scare the heck out of people a little bit here and there, but not enough to get... Who knows what I'd do? I'd probably be the one that got caught.
Probably.
Oh, no.
You'd be like, hello, humans.
Yeah. But no, I mean, we've heard they're very intelligent creatures. They have a language.
Definitely.
And they're pretty smart. They seem to be pretty smart from the stories you've heard. So, yeah, I don't blame them for staying away from us. That they're doing the right thing because you're right. If they tried to interact with us, we would not allow them to be solace in their environment. We just wouldn't do it. We'd put fences up. We'd do something to try to keep them locked down like we do other animals, you know?
Right, exactly.
There'd be more in captivity, maybe, than there would be not. But I don't know. These things are so strong, and so I mean, it would take an army unit, to take one of these things down to go capture one of these things. And I don't know if they could do it alive. I mean, can you imagine?
Oh, it would never be alive. No.
You might be able to tranquilize one of these things,
dead,
but
for sure.
Maybe tranquilize it. I don't know, but
yeah, but how much of that would it take one down?
How would you get it? You'd have to lift it up with a little helicopter and put some zip ties on its wrists and ankles. You'll be fine. Get those number 14s, those big ones,
Yeah.
Well, that's what they had to do. They had to take them out by helicopter when Mount St. Helens exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've heard that.
Apparently, there was like 20 of them that they had to get out of there. They were dead and burnt, all sorts of stuff.
Do you remember Mount St. Helens? Were you around there then?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did it get?
Yeah, I remember that day.
Did it get pretty smoky for you guys there?
Well, we got ash. Heard the boom. Heard the big sonic boom.
Wow.
Ran home like scared little kids we were. And then found out that Mount St. Helens blew up. And then for about a week after we got a whole bunch of ash.
Yeah, that was just crazy.
It was scary.
If you look at that on Google Maps, you can see the side where it blew out still.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lake down at the base of that blowout. I can't remember the name of the lake, but there are still logs of trees.
Yeah.
The whole north end of that is just logs of trees just floating everywhere. It looks like you could just walk across them.
Oh,
from where it just damaged the trees, and they found, and they haven't been recovered. I don't know why they haven't recovered those. You think they could use those?
Or you never know. They're probably not allowed to touch it.
Yeah, they probably can't. Yeah.
True.
You know, that government crap.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Michelle, we thank you so much for coming on and talking with us tonight. It was
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate it.
Pleasure having you on.
Well, I just want to make sure people know that they're not all bad encounters. Sasquatch is not out to get us.
Yep.
Just doesn't want to be around
we like
us.
We like these kind of encounters, the positive ones.
Yeah, we do.
Right on.
Definitely. All right. Well, if you see something else there on Vancouver Island, get a hold of us. Let's talk again. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, no kidding. Keep in touch.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. See ya.
Welcome. Thanks, Michelle.
Bye.
All right. That was cool having Michelle, number one, talk about a Bigfoot encounter. Glad we talked to her.
That was nice. We definitely got to get up to Vancouver Island.
Yeah, I know, for sure. All right. You ready to bring Michelle, number two, on?
Yep. Let's get her.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey. Thanks for being here with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
No problem. We had been in contact with each other. I can't remember exactly how it was. Maybe you had emailed us or reached out to us, but you had said you had a strange incident happen to you while you were at home. Where did this happen at? What state?
We actually lived in Wyoming at the time. We live in New Jersey now.
Okay.
I was in my bedroom, and how it was set up, it was in the basement, and you walk in, and then you turn, and there's like a living space, and then right past that, there's my bedroom. And then there's a hallway next to it, and then the laundry room and my sister's room was across the hall from that. I was in my room by myself. My parents and my brothers, they went to, I think, Walmart, and I had my MP3 player with me, and I was trying to listen to the radio. And it got really fuzzy, so I tried switching positions, and all of a sudden I felt like something or someone was watching me, but I knew nobody was home, except for the dogs. And I look up, and there's this shadow thing just standing in front of my doorway.
Was it really tall?
Yeah. It was about the size of the ceiling, which the ceilings there were like maybe 6 foot.
Wow. Well, I mean, typical ceiling. Yeah, a ceiling in a basement could be that low, but sometimes they're 7-8 feet tall.
And it just stared at me, and like I knew it had eyes, even though I couldn't see them, but it just stared at me and then just slowly walked away. And for some reason I decided, I'm gonna go try following it, and it turned the corner to the hallway and it was gone.
I got goosebumps already.
Wow. Yeah.
How old were you when this happened?
Just turned 18. It was toward the end of the year, so maybe it was in November or December.
Had you had anything like this happen prior, or anything weird or indifferent in your home?
No.
Did you have anyone close to you who had passed away? Recently?
My sister.
Oh.
My twin sister passed away when we turned 18.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Do you think that had anything to do with it?
Probably. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Did you feel threatened by this? Figure?
No, I just felt really creeped out because I didn't know what it was.
So you said you knew it had a face, but you couldn't see anything. Was it just all black?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Just a shape of a person, all black, real tall?
And there was a really big window on the wall behind it, and I couldn't see through it, so...
Oh, okay. Did you think it was a person at first, or what did you think? What was going through your head?
I didn't know what it was at first, and then it just started moving away. I'm like, I'll try to follow it, see where it's going. And I turned the corner, and it was gone.
Did you tell anybody about it after it happened?
Not directly right away, but I told my parents and my brothers about it like a couple months ago.
Oh, really? What'd they say?
They're like, "Oh, that's really creepy."
Did anything
Remember-
happen afterwards?
No. Like, now, occasionally in our kitchen, we have something throwing around cups from the top shelf in the cabinet, which I can't reach, and like everybody would be like across the room or something, and all of a sudden the cabinet would open and a cup would fall out.
This is happening where you're at now?
Yep.
And not where you saw the entity or whatever that was in your room. This is
Correct.
Interesting.
So it might be the ghost of my sister. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Sometimes spirits can attach themselves to people.
Yeah, or places or whatever. Yeah, I've said before. I think
an object that you moved with you.
Well, we do have her ashes, so maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, it's possible. I mean, I said before, I think my house is haunted because of the lady and the older couple that lived here before me. She had passed away. I don't believe it was in the house. I was told it wasn't, but I still feel like Lorraine's around here hanging out looking for her husband. You know, I get weird creepiness around here. I've told Brian this before, you know, so it's very possible that maybe your sister's still trying to reach out to you guys or
hanging out with you.
Have you ever thought about, I don't want to say having a seance, but have you ever thought about trying to communicate with her or this entity that's obviously still hanging around you guys?
Or something?
No, but occasionally we find if she doesn't get attention, she'll just throw stuff around.
Okay. I'm betting that's probably what it is. I mean,
yeah.
You know, there's an afterlife. People don't just die and aren't gone forever. There's your soul does something. There's energy there, and I don't know anything beyond that. I don't really know that, but I'm 199% sure that's what's going on. But you know, it's very possible that she's there and trying to communicate with you guys still, and in a way that's kind of neat. You know, it might be scary, but. If you think it's her, if you know it's her, then...
have you talked to her? Have you tried to talk to her?
Occasionally, but she hasn't done anything to respond.
What do your parents say about it?
My dad doesn't really believe it, but my mom does. Partly because she works in a haunted building, and there's many ghosts.
Interesting. Has she told you any of those stories?
I used to work in that building, and one time my dad was working there, and I walk into one of the rooms, which was set up as the kids' toy area, because it was an antique store gift shop type place. And I walk in there, and I asked him, "Hey, has anybody been in here all day?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, I found this on the table. It was a little felt gingerbread man."
You know, Brian, you just made that comment about how souls can attach themselves to things. That's in an antique store. That's got to be one of the most obvious places.
That place has got to be haunted.
Well, now it's a coffee shop, which apparently we have a lot of ghosts there. There's an old man. There's soldiers. There's a little girl. The list goes on.
Wow.
And then on Friday the 13th, they're gonna have a seance there.
Really?
Yep.
Are you going?
It's around 11 o'clock at night, so I don't think so.
Not your thing.
You need to, you should, and let us know how it goes.
I'll try.
I mean, it may not be your thing, but you never know. I mean, if you believe in the ghosts and the entities and everything, which I'm guessing
the paranormal
at this point, then you've seen one, for goodness sake. Wow. So, what part of Jersey are you guys in now? Are you?
We're in northern Jersey, in Vernon.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were anywhere near the Pine Barrens or knew anything about the Pine Barrens or anything.
The Pine Barrens are actually somewhat close to Vernon.
Are they? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever?
Yeah, the Jersey Devil.
Yeah. Have you ever been out there checking things out or?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I actually got crochet book of cryptids, and I'm going to be working on a couple of them, and I'm going to be tweaking the patterns to make them more like detailed.
Awesome.
And there's the Jersey Devil in there.
Hey, when you
cool.
get those done, send us a picture.
Yeah, send us some.
I will do that.
We'll post it, or go find our Facebook group, Cryptid Creatures, and join, and then we'll post them on there if you'd like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So what else have you had happen? Have you had anything else weird going on like that
Not
at
really.
home? Just the cabinet thing? So if something happens, something weird happens, you guys just say hello? Or if you don't talk about it, is that when the entity gets mad and starts doing things? Or how does the pattern work?
Usually, like, if it's like been a couple months and all of a sudden we see a cabinet door open slowly and it's completely shut and everything in the cabinet's pushed back and I can't reach that shelf without a stool because I'm short.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, like, one of the like plastic tumblers or some sort of tumbler will fall out of the cabinet. And we actually had a couple of years ago, on our mantle in the living room, there was a mirror, and in front of that was like a lot, like just tchotchkes, and all of a sudden I'm the only one in there, and it just topples forward over everything and lands face down and didn't break.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
And my mom's like, next time that happens, either call me in the room or record it.
Yeah, it'd be tough to record, but yeah.
But now we have a TV screwed to the wall, so.
I was going to say, I wonder what would happen if you, like, somehow closed all the cabinet doors shut so they couldn't open, like rubber band them or whatever you do. And
yeah.
That
child safety lock
couldn't do
happens.
that. I wonder if it do what else it would do,
Yeah.
Whatever's not nailed down, probably.
I don't think that the coincidence of you guys moving from one haunted place to another is so likely, more so than being followed.
Well,
or
Wyoming is like generally really haunted, so it was haunted before that, but
okay.
That was the only time I've ever experienced anything like that. So.
Well, when we talk about people being what we say sensitive, and when we say that, we mean they're very open to. Some people can see entities, some people can't. Some people can see them, a lot, or have a lot of things happen to them, and they can communicate like you're getting that communication.
Yeah, and also that you said that's your twin sister that passed, right? Mm-hmm. So you guys had the connection.
Yes.
Yep.
So that could be even stronger and make you that much more likely to see other things.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's her.
Especially if it's her.
So what got you into, you said you were doing the cryptid things. What got you into all that?
Honestly, like, I've always been interested in like the paranormal and stuff. And cryptids just like, those kind of interest me. I have a theory. People say that like the government actually came out and said that aliens are real. I think that like, depending on if you've seen an actual cryptid, the more you see them, the aliens are like, oh, you're ready to come with us now.
Okay. That's totally feasible and possible. It really is.
Yeah, I kind of think that's a good theory, actually.
I think maybe aliens are the ones putting everything on this earth. I don't know. I mean, I kind of wonder that sometimes. People say, well, I saw him drop a Bigfoot down, and I saw him drop this down. And maybe that's how we got here.
Maybe.
Maybe we're their zoo, their playground. I don't know.
Their laboratory.
Yeah.
We're the rats.
And they just come and visit us and would be like, oh, they evolved a little bit.
This one's evolved. Let's get it.
Right. Well, obviously there's more to it than that because of our, of our thought patterns and our thoughts about afterlife and religion, if you want to say that, how we've developed those theories. Yeah. So we know there's more out there than just us. So for us to be able to think that and communicate that, then, there's more than just us being here and dying. Right. So
Yeah.
And your story's proving that, right?
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was a kid, I had a little weird thing happen, and ever since then, I always believed in. I didn't want to believe in ghosts and entities, but if you think about it, and you combine the afterlife thing, that's what it is. I mean, yeah, there's spirits. Our spirit. We're physically not here, but spiritually we are, and
Yeah.
obviously we can still manipulate some things and do some things to get others' attention. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite cryptid?
There's actually one. It's called the Purple People Eater.
Okay.
Really?
They made a
What's
song.
that one?
They
What's
made a
that one
song
like?
about that.
Yep.
Have you ever heard of that, Brian? The Purple People Eater?
No. What's that one like?
Well, it's got one eye, one horn.
That flies?
There's a song about it.
No.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Is that it? Really?
There's a song called "A One-Eyed, One-Horn Flying Purple People
I know the
Eater."
song.
Oh, you do know the song?
I know the song.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And where is that one at? Where does that one hang out at?
I honestly don't know.
That's just your favorite.
Partly
thing.
because my favorite color is purple.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we always say this too. All these myths and theories of cryptids had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So maybe someone thought they saw that and wrote a song about it. You never know.
That could be true.
I mean, there's been a lot of things that, like you said, the alien thing. Who would have ever thought, ever, that the government would have said, yeah, aliens are real. There's UFOs. We can't identify them. We don't know where they're coming from. They're not from here.
And pretty much everybody's like, yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah,
It's not a surprise.
Yeah, there wasn't I was kind of shocked at how it kind of just, it's almost like they prepared us for it.
Yeah.
It's almost like they prepared us for it. They let enough of it get out. They haven't done that so much as Bigfoot, because when they do, Bigfoot's made a mockery, right?
Yeah.
But the alien UFO thing never really was a mockery so much. People believe that more. And that's what gets me. I don't understand how people can believe that there's creatures and spacecraft coming from other worlds, but they don't want to believe a 8-foot tall walking whatever Bigfoot.
I believe in Bigfoot.
Human, yeah, on the earth, It's so much more feasible. Yeah. It's so much more feasible.
Oh, sure.
So
I don't think Bigfoot's going to hurt anybody. He's just shy.
Yeah, we like to think that too. We like to hope that anyway.
Yeah, I like to hope.
I would say 75% I believe that, but you never know. There's probably crazy Bigfoot like there's crazy people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, like we've been told, there's different types of Bigfoot, and some are more aggressive than others. So, it's just like it is with people.
Yeah. When I listen to Encounters with Bigfoot and they describe the creature, I'm listening for them describing it to be the aggressive type or the non-aggressive type. And what that is, I don't know. But when they say it had more fangs, it was more gorilla looking, or it had dark shark looking eyes, those devil eyes, then I think those are the crazy ones, the mean ones. The ones that they say.
I think they're mean because they're trying to protect something or themselves from people. Like, they've been hurt by people before. Yeah. So they might be trying to just protect themselves again.
Yeah. You're probably right. You're absolutely right. Some of them probably have a couple grudges, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. I don't like people.
I don't either.
Neither do I. I like dogs better.
I do too.
Yeah,
I say
dogs
that all the time. Dogs. I like dogs better than people. That's terrible to say. Yep. Is that terrible to say?
No.
It might seem mean, but it's true.
They are a lot more chill and cool.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And they get happy when you get home.
They do. They're happy to see you no matter what, aren't they?
Yeah, even if it's been
always.
5 minutes.
Even if it's been like 5 minutes.
Oh my God, you're back.
I just went to get the mail. Yeah. Settle down.
Yeah. You guys know the old joke, put your dog and your wife in the trunk of your car for 5 hours and come back and see which one's happy to see you. The dog's always going to be happy to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Always
the wife,
the dog.
not so much.
No, that's terrible. Well, we want to thank you for talking with us today, Michelle, and telling us about that.
Yeah, no kidding. That was
You're
wild.
welcome.
It sounds like you're going to have some more things going on, probably, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you stay in touch. Let us know.
I have since I was a kid, so
Okay.
that's just one of the more recent ones.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it would be cool in a way if it was your sister, she's still there, letting you guys know, hey, I'm around, and just not in the physical sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as she's there to help or watch over you.
Make sure you're giving her enough attention.
The top cabinet.
Yeah, just make sure you're giving her enough attention.
Stop breaking stuff.
Well, it's always the plastic tumbler, so she hasn't broken anything.
Oh, that's
yet.
good. She hasn't broken anything.
See,
so
there she chooses. Okay. Yeah.
When she breaks things, then we have a problem.
Yeah, when the glass starts flying, you better think of something else. So.
Yeah. And you need to call the exorcist.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good one. And anything else goes on or anything weird?
Yeah, let us know. Reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get a hold of us.
I will do.
Get on there, join our group and everything, and stay in touch.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. You have a good day, Michelle. Thank you again.
Thanks, Michelle.
You too.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Well, it was really good having both Michelles on today's show and talking about Bigfoot and the paranormal and ghosts and spirits, and maybe her sister's still hanging around.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that kind of stuff. And I like to have two guests on the show. It's always nice.
I do too. I'd like to be able to get enough on that we could do that more often too. So if anybody knows anyone who's had an encounter and wants to come on the show, send them our way.
Yeah, send them, give them our email address and tell them to get hold of us.
info@cryptidcreatures.co. It was great hanging out with you as always, my friend.
Always fun, brother. Always.
All right. I say we wrap this up and get out of here. What do you say?
Yep. See ya.